Dear friends, I've always told you that Uncle Lenny will never, ever, ever lead you astray. When things are going great, I will tell you. When there are times to worry, I will tell you. When there are times for you to be alarmed, I will tell you. When Trump is doing well or screwing up, I will tell you. Either way, I'm not a cheerleader. I am somebody who is going to tell you the truth. You hear what I'm saying? The truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, look what they're doing already, this time in Michigan. They're telling you ahead of time what to pay attention to. And it involves Dominion, a name that will never be uttered on Fox News. So what happens if there's a story involving it? What are we talking about? What is this even all about? We'll get to the bottom of this. We will explain this. We will talk about it. We will explicate it in all of its glory. But before we begin, before we talk, before we chat, before this important word from our sponsor, listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even helped negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. Now let's talk about something that is very, very, very disturbing. Okay? First and foremost, how do we know this? You go to X, and the great voices, Lara Trump, DC Drano, Dom Luker, all of them are talking about the following. The RNC, let me see. First, Lara Trump says, our election integrity team received reports of thousands of duplicate ballots in Michigan. We immediately investigated and have confirmed that it was a glitch in the system. These duplicates were not and will not be counted. We are on it and protecting the vote. Well, that's what she says. DC Drano says the DNC stopped Michigan Democrats, the RNC, stopped Michigan Democrats from counting 168,000 duplicate votes. This report was posted 4 hours ago, and the RNC acted quickly to fix it. This is so much better than the 2020 under Ronna McRomney. This is from Matthew DePerno, after reviewing the qualified voter file of votes actually cast as of yesterday, October the 29th. The database identifies 114,545 Michigan voters who have cast 279,113 ballots from multiple addresses across the state. This results in 164,000 plus excess ballots as of 10/29. Below is one voter ID. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. It's not. Now, we're not done yet. Here is another problem. This is in Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, now Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson says there is a nationwide issue with Dominion voter access terminals. What was that? Preventing voters from making certain decisions. One was straight line ballot votes. According to her office, this programming issue cannot be fixed, and voters are being forced to deal with it. Why was this issue not caught during the testing period? And why can't we just use paper ballots? And what does it mean to deal with it? Are they softening us up? I thought these voting machines weren't supposed to be connected to the internet or anything else for that matter. I thought that was the whole purpose of all of these lawsuits. It's now been confirmed I'm reading by Dominion, that their voting machines have a programming issue that will affect vote counts. But you can't talk about it because, of course, well, you know how that goes. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? Let's hear it from the proverbial horse's mouth. You tell me what this means.
It's been noted that there's been issues with the programming of the bats, with specifically
Yes.
of Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Why was that only caught in the past few days, and why can't it be fixed? I saw the release of
Yeah, this is a nationwide issue with Dominion voter access terminals in the counties that use them. And the voter access terminals, of course, not all the machines, just the ones that are accessible, have an issue with the straight party voting and a programming issue that's, again, affected the machines nationwide. And I think all of us that use Dominion machines were unhappy to learn about this during the testing period and as early voting began.
Are they the only company that makes voting machines?
So we're working with Dominion to seek accountability.
Seek accountability? What does that mean?
On that front, and also are working with our clerks to ensure voters are aware of this
aware of what?
Programming issue that will.
Wait a minute. Aware of what? What am I supposed to do? If I'm aware of it, what am I supposed to? Okay. Yeah. Do I not vote? Is that what you're saying?
Will require them to ensure they are voting every section on the ballot.
bigger issue in Michigan because we.
Oh, I see. So if you vote, they're being told vote every section, not straight line party. We're going to watch this again.
Allow voters to cross over in ways that a lot of other states don't.
Because we have straight party. It's not struck me as I've talked to my other colleagues in other states. They're just as upset about it as we are. So yeah.
What are you laughing about?
We're surprised, I think. Yeah.
She acts like she's almost like happy about this. Let's listen to this one more time.
So it's been noted that there's been issues with the programming of the bats with specifically
Yes.
from Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Why was that only caught in the past few days, and why can't it be fixed?
It's a good question. Why was this caught only in a couple of days? And why wasn't this tested? And without saying anything about Dominion, God forbid, you think somebody would say, let's make double sure we don't have any problems with it.
Yeah, this is a nationwide issue with Dominion voter access terminals in the counties that use them. And the voter access terminals, of course, not all the machines, just the ones that are accessible, have an issue with.
I don't know what that means.
The straight party voting and a.
Straight party voting. Okay, straight party voting. Okay. So maybe if you go back and you vote each individual one, we could remedy that.
Programming issue that's, again, affected the machines nationwide. And I think all of us that use Dominion machines were were unhappy to learn about this during the
Unhappy?
the testing period and as early voting began. So we're working
Wait a minute, you knew about this during the testing? You see, she needs to be cross-examined here.
with Dominion to seek accountability.
We don't want accountability. We want accuracy. I don't want accountability. I don't want them to say, oh, my bad, sorry. Well, there you go. I want accurate voting.
On that front, and also are working with our clerks to ensure voters are aware of this programming issue that will require them to ensure they are voting every section on the ballot.
Good. That's it. So there's a way. Maybe with all that rigmarole, maybe she can explain that that's the way to fix this. Notice how she's almost like happy about this. Isn't that weird? Look at her demeanor.
Bigger issue in Michigan because we do allow voters to cross over in ways that a lot of other states don't.
Because we have straight party. It's not struck me as I've talked to my other colleagues in other states. They're just as upset about it as we are.
What are you laughing about?
So, yeah.
What are you laughing about? This is the part. Are we being set up? Is that what this is? Are we trying to soften the blow while we're talking about garbage and who said what and this comic said this? And are you talking about Puerto Rico and the Nazi rally? See, this is what, remember when Uncle Lenny told you about this? Remember what I said? I thought, we're not going to have any voter problems. It's going to be ballot issues because that's the one that you don't even see that. You don't even know it. It just looks good because you see all these envelopes that looks like, okay, are we being set up here? Now, let me tell you something. Maybe you don't understand it. Maybe I can tell some of the stuff here from your reaction. I don't think you get this. Start getting scared. Does that make any sense? You get it now? This isn't funny. This is exactly as like, could they possibly be doing this? No. What do you think tonight? What do you think the chance of this getting out? What do you think? What do you think? How in the world? What do you think? And this is the most important part. What do you think is going to be said, and how is this going to be dealt with by virtue of the other channels and the other stations and the other news sources, specifically that of Fox News? They can't mention it. They can't mention it because of probably maybe some type of I don't know, some type of a weird, dare I say, some non-disclosure or some settlement agreement, Does that make any sense to you? Could it be that? Could it be that maybe there's something that they say, you think there's some memos going out at Fox News that says, don't you dare say anything. Remember all those people who brought this up, the settlement and all that stuff, and Rudy Giuliani and that. How are they going to? That's the number one, sad to say, I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan. The number one, it's a very, very popular source of information. How do you think they're going to get this out without saying the D word? They can't. Now, the thing to do immediately, I would have this ready to go. Trump, Lara, whatever that is, because she says, we got it all taken care of. I don't know if you got it taken care of. Watley, everybody, Elon, full court press, stop what you're doing. Stop talking about this stupid garbage comic. It's not important anymore. And you better put the word out every single day. Say, don't even think about it. Don't think about this. If you think we're going to sit back and say, oh, well, What are you going to do? Oh my. Well, those are the breaks. We want accountability. Who is this giggle box here? What are you laughing at? And listen, this isn't me. This is up to you, President Trump. Art of the deal, leadership. Listen, if you don't know what to do with this, maybe you shouldn't be president. But I think you do. You stop everything. You stop everything. He's doing some wonderful little routines, not routines, but little things. For example, this.
Questions from reporters.
Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
Okay, that's nice. And did you see this story during some race? This little glitch where you saw did you see this? Harris, they leaked this out. I don't know what the story was. If they're going to say, well, whatever. Are they sandbagging you? Are they sandbag? And here is the best one. Do they own Schwarzenegger? Here he is with John Podesta. Doesn't your skin crawl when you see John Podesta? Doesn't your soul skip a beat when you see John Podesta? Do we have to explain what this means to us? Do they own Arnie? Do they have him? Do they have pictures of him? He wasn't at a Diddy party, do they? Why, of all the people in the world, Podesta? I think you know what I'm talking about. I think you understand. Does Arnie understand this? Now listen to this. And Arnie, I got to tell you something. It's so weird. His accent's getting worse. I know it's hard to believe. He's only been here, 70 years?
We want to do the same thing here. We want to communicate the right way. I think this whole climate change dialogue is not going to work. I think this has been used for the last few decades. I think we should address it directly, what it is, which is pollution.
This genius is sitting with Podesta, and he says, I think we're making a big mistake calling this climate change. It's pollution. What?
We want to terminate pollution. That is the message we should go
I know, you'll
and
be
get
back.
out there. And I think that it doesn't matter if it's the Chinese or the Russians, whoever it is, we maybe don't agree with them, but we all have to bring them in and we all have to work together with them.
Now she's also, listen to this. He's endorsing Kamala. That was an endorsement for her. What the does that have to do? This is weird. Does he not know? Did somebody say, Arnie, come here. I'll take you back memory lane. You know who this guy is? You have any idea? Well, sit down. Let me tell you a little story. I can't believe it. Now, let me say something right now. I don't think you're getting what's going on here. I'm reading this, and I don't want to tell you, hey, start worrying. You better start worrying. And you better start hoping to God that Trump and everybody gets on this real fast. You understand what's going on here? Karen Peterson says, I just wonder if Lara Trump is aware. Lara Trump has nothing to do with this. It's Watley. She's just there for her name. And now I'm assuming, and I'm only going to go so far as to say that when you've got Vivek and you've got, Tucker and all these people out there, what do you think they're going to be saying about this? How much work has Arnie had on his face? I don't know. I'm not worried about that right now. Let me see if I can explain this. Please, everybody has to be jumping on this to make the bad guys say, uh-oh, they're on to us. No. Excuse me. Let's play this again. We are not going to be we're not going to prepare ourselves. We're not going to get ready to, what are you going to do? This is what I'm telling you. You may not like this, you may say, but I don't give a damn about this stupid thing about this ridiculous story about the garbage. Who cares? They're setting you up. They're softening the blow, and they're so sick. These people are so bad. They do it right in front of you, and they tell you what they're doing. Say what you want. Raskin and these people, they go out there. You think somebody would say, don't tell people you're going to do that. Oh, no, we want to tell you. It's just like Larry Bird used to always tell you, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to shoot it. Let's see what Elon Musk does. Let's see what all these people, I'm serious, go down the list. Miller, Elon Musk, all these folks, all these brilliant people, Vivek, Tulsi, all the big shots, Ackman, you better pick up the phone, Wall Streeters, hedge funders, and say, if anything goes wrong, and this is to anybody out there, when you involve yourself in the voting business, just like if you involve yourself in the automobile business and you have brakes that don't work, fuel pumps that blow up, it's almost like products liability. Baby cribs where in the old days where baby could put his head through, you don't see those anymore. You have a duty to the world, and this is strict liability. And what happened last time is you had a bunch of weird people out there who were making a big stink about this. Rudy, who looked like a lunatic with the hair dye coming down his cheek. That crazy Sidney Powell, reverse the Kraken. Jenna Ellis and all these people screaming and yelling and this and everybody betting. They made the whole issue seem stupid. Now, I'm telling you right now, and I think we all know this, we don't know anything about this. And we're sure that the good people of Dominion mean no harm. I have no personal beef. I don't know the first thing about what the cause of action was or whatever. My beef up to now, my concern has always been about ballots. Ballots are so easy. You don't need this. See, you can do a test. The stuff I'm worried about is when you run a name and you say, hey, look at this name. Vivek Ramaswamy. Do you know there's 30 of them who live at this address? And did you know that? That's weird. That's the stuff I worry about. That's the stuff. I may watch tonight to see, how do you think Fox News is going to cover this? Oh, no, don't say anything. See what we're talking about here? You see what it is? They are so afraid. I swear to God, I'm going to be watching this all on President Trump. This is up to you. Get out of that garbage truck. You fly over there and you go either to the headquarters or you pick up the phone and you say whatever you have to say. And I would imagine that if there is a company, whatever the company is, whatever the name of it is, if it's a radar system that doesn't stop the missiles, if it's whatever, you would demand that there would be press conferences and the accountability, having these people come forward and say, you have nothing to worry about. The glitch has been fixed. We have, and I'm sure they have, we have anticipated this. We have a number of series of problems, duplicates, stray party balance, this and that. Remember the old days? Remember during the 2000 election? Butterfly chads, pregnant chads, hanging chads. Remember butterfly ballots? People were voting, Palm Beach, they were voting for Pat Buchanan and they were confused. This is it. Period. This is the most important issue there is. You understand what I'm saying? This is the most important issue there is. And let me also tell you something. Believe it or not, this is early. And the fact that they've announced it, I think, well, that's a good sign. Kind of weird that they're announcing it at all. But you're starting to hear things. Have you noticed this? The other day they had a ballot that they blew up, and then you had problems in Pennsylvania and this and that. What is the Trump response team going to be? If Trump decides to go on the air like that, if Elon Musk says, stop with the SpaceX, stop with this, full court press, this is the issue, and you've got millions, if not billions of people around the world focusing on this, it could change everything. He could correct it like that. Correct it like that. The first time this has ever happened. So we don't have to go to, God bless, DC Drano and other people who are in Dom Luker and all these great folks who are out putting this news out there. But if this was really great, Elon would say, I'll take care of this. I'll take care of this. This is the most important thing in the world. This is the most important thing in the world. Everything. And I guarantee you, you know what you're going to be talking about? If you're watching this or listening to this, nothing. This isn't very sexy. Everybody has some, I guess, some opinion on this. It can be done very quickly. It can be done very, very quickly. If all of a sudden everybody says, now we're all looking at this. See what happens. All those people, hundreds of thousands of people who stood out and waited 24 hours, hours and hours and hours to see the president. That's just a smidgen. Take all of these people with their buttons and their hats and their excitement and focus on this. See what happens. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. I'll bet you anything. Nothing. The left wing, the bought and sold apparatchiks, the proxies, the individuals who act on behalf of the shadow government, they're going to do everything in their power. They've already got it written. They've got the stories about conspiracy theories. And all we're saying is assuage our fears, ameliorate, do the testing, do everything. And it could be negligible. It could be Michigan. Michigan maybe was a problem because remember, in Michigan, Trump was winning. In Michigan, a lot of folks were absolutely furious with Kamala because of the whole Israel thing, and they're not going to vote. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe. That's it. That's it. And it may not matter at all. It may be something that is just, but did you see this woman laughing like this? This is the Secretary of State laughing like it's no big deal. Remember Catherine Harris years ago? She was the Secretary of State of Florida who certified, they went crazy with her. Remember that one? These ministerial folks who come out of nowhere, they can change the course of the American election. That's all I'm going to be watching. That's it. This is the most important thing in the world. This is it. Let's see what happens. And you and I can talk about this all day long, but something tells me it's going to be forgotten. It's going to be forgotten. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. You understand this? Let me see this. Some of your comments. Let me see. Let me see. Secretary of State. Where's Sydney? Let me also tell you something. There's a lot of folks out there who are going to be saying, what was that again? Now, I don't know the first thing. Like I said, I didn't even know what the allegations were about Smartmatic and Smartmatic. Hey, don't throw us in there. I didn't even know what they were claiming. I have no earthly idea. But a lot of people right now are saying, these companies, it's almost like, if you think about it, it's like buying like an Iron Dome, so to speak. Bad analogy, maybe, but some type of anti-weapon system, anti-aircraft system. This is serious stuff. So let me just tell you something. I am not going to talk about this all night long. I am not in the mood for this right now. This changed everything for me. I'm going to see what happens. This is when I see what Trump is made of. This is what I see what he's made of. This is it. YouTube says, Fifth Circuit part of the judge. I don't know what this is. Fifth Circuit Appellate Court Judge Andrew Oldham, RNC versus Wetzel decision. Opinion, please. I will look at that later, I guess. I have no idea. But thank you. This is it. This is it. This is the one. And I don't think anybody's really getting what I'm saying. I don't think people are really understanding. It's the weirdest thing about this stuff. It's like sometimes, not you, mind you, not you, but I honestly want to see. In fact, well, let me see what's going on here. Thank God for X. X and YouTube is still the best. Let's see what the latest is. Dominion voting, what's going on? Look at just look at this. Already starting. Look at all of the people. 911, breaking 911. Look at the reaction. Incredible. With the documentation. It's so thorough. Absolutely thorough. Look at this. Mark Elias. Remember Mark Elias? This was a fellow. I believe this was the fellow who Mr. Bannon was talking about. He writes, with only 6 days until election day, there are 200 voting and election cases pending in 40 states. Here are the states with the most pending cases. Georgia 25, Pennsylvania 18, North Carolina 15, Wisconsin 14, Arizona 13. This is very interesting. And that's something that, and this is where Bannon was absolutely correct. Okay? And again, I'm looking through this and I see people are saying this is the start of they're just obviously saying this is it. Watch this woman. Jocelyn Benson. I have never seen a national issue. Now, don't you think that if you were a part of a company that was concerned about, obviously faith, whatever, you'd be coming forward to say, excuse me, this is not a national issue. This is not a national issue. Let's see what happens. Be afraid, my friends. Be very afraid. You can say whatever you want. You can, you can laugh about it. We're not trash. This is it. This is what I'm going to see. And all I'm going to wait to do, and I'm telling you, when I'm done with you tonight, I'm just going to be watching my phone, just watching it, seeing what the president is doing. And if you're listening, and if anybody there is listening, the first thing he does is he calls up. Think about this. I'm going to say it again because sometimes you guys say things 3, 4, 5 times before people get it. Elon, full court press. What are you going to do about this? What are you going to do? From the man who figured out how to back a rocket back into the launching pad, back it up. I've never thought that was even possible. I think he would probably have a lot of people at his disposal who know a lot about this here tech stuff. And a lot of people he could pick up and unleash gobs and swarms and hordes of professionals who can change the course of this by virtue of investigation, opinion, analysis, and the like. This may not be answered in the courts, and I have absolutely no faith in that whatsoever. And anybody who does has not been paying attention. By the way, this is why I'm against the death penalty, because of the courts. If they can't handle something as simple as this, that court system that gave the president 34 convictions over charges that we can't even understand, I do not want them in charge of the life and death decisions. Even though these people are as guilty as sin, I don't want them anywhere near the lever. You got that? That's the reason. Nothing to do with morality. Nothing to do with morality. That's it. Let's talk about the Department of Government Efficiency. Well, Elon, now's your chance. They're signaling to you. They're telling you. They're giving you a heads up. They're saying, what about this? I would be all over that. All of a sudden, you would want this Benson and Jocelyn to look outside and say, what are all those cars? Black SUVs and lawyers and planes moving in, saying, let's talk about this. It's up to you, sir. Up to you. Nelson A says, I sent a tweet to Elon and Trump. Hopefully they read it. Maybe we should all send them a tweet. We cannot lose this. Oh, absolutely. I guarantee you, this could be this. What I want everybody to do is to be aware of this. And here's the best part. If Trump picks up the phone, calls his buddy Hannity and says, put me on tonight. What do you mean? No, I'm going to talk about this. What's the matter? Can you not mention it? Trump just showed up at the Wisconsin rally in a dump truck, packed house. Yeah, I know that. It's a garbage truck. It's kind of a garbage truck. It's a packed house. He better be talking about this right now. The whole focus should be on this, 100%. So much can be done. You want this woman not to be able. Elon is on it. In fact, let's check. It's a good point. Let's see what, because I love this guy. I like when they say, he's weird. Good. We need somebody weird. I'm tired of all these, quote, normal people don't do a damn thing. Let me see this. Elon. Okay. Something went wrong. Try reloading. Okay. That's interesting. He must be all over the place. Wow. Are you seeing what I'm seeing here? Are you seeing this? I can't even connect. Let me see this. Wow. Maybe. And this is his thing. Here we go. Okay. Maybe, no, not similar. I don't want similar to Elon Musk. I want Elon. Honey, go on to Elon on X and see if you can get him. Listen to me. See if you can get Elon on the phone. Elon, what the hell are you doing? What's going on here? This would change everything. I would all of a sudden say, oh my God. You want her to look out the window and say, they're all here. Helicopters, they're all here. And not only that, everybody involved. If there's, you do? Yeah. Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying I'm looking at, for some reason, I cannot get his, it's the damnedest thing. I get nothing other than his name, and at the bottom it says, here we go, finally. There, jump, yep, there we go. Ian Miles Chung, yep, epic. Yep. Okay, enough with the garbage truck, Oh, Joe Rogan. I like the way JD Vance talks. Okay, JDV is a good, smart man. Okay, that's good. That's fine. We don't care about that. Enough for this garbage truck. Enough for the Brett Favre. Okay, all right. This scares me. Because what they do is people will, here we go. Now, an hour ago, Elon posted the 2024 Pennsylvania Republican versus Democrat vote is now over 500,000 better than the same day in 2020. Okay, that's good. Again, I don't want to overreact, but when I heard this a nationwide problem regarding this, oh. By the way, how about the lady who leaked the passwords for voting machines in Colorado? They said it's the same person who tried to remove Trump from the ballot. See, these people, you gotta understand something about them. You gotta understand something. They really, honest to God, they are so brutal. They are just ruthless. I love that about them. I love that. they don't stop. They come at you at different angles. Oh, I respect them tremendously. And what do? I don't know. We have little skits. And let me see. Let Elon into. Yep. You know what? Well, we'll see. And of course, you got to be careful because they've got everybody so scared. See, that's the thing. They want everybody afraid to even talk about the truth. Isn't that great? Isn't that terrific? It's like one of the best things I ever heard was, I thought it was a joke when somebody said, well, you know, the vaccines there's immunity. I said, what? Yeah, vaccine companies are immune from litigation. I said, no, that's ridiculous. What would be the incentive? Oh, I get it. Jonathan Kiner, what if Elon started a MAGA space colony on Mars? Well, we'll get to that later on. What I want him to do is to immediately have to storm the Bastille remotely, figuratively, virtually. I want us to storm the Bastille. I want us to have a cyber pitchfork and torch and say, we better not have any problems with this. There's not going to be any problems with this, right? And when she said voters have to deal with it and the laughing, my blood boiled. Evan Webb says DOJ fails at stopping Virginia purge of illegal voters. Yep. Isn't that something? Is that what country do we live in? What is this? You have a problem with purging illegals? Well, and they don't care because you know why? They know you're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to do anything about it. Last time you're like, wah, wah, wah. I'll do it again. And not only that, they're so good. They even asked Trump today, do you still think you didn't win the 2020? They're reminding you. Don't even think about it. You still don't. You still think you didn't win, didn't you? Say it. That's a big deal to them. They're great. Do we have that? No. Do we have concerted? Do we own the press? No. I promise you, if Trump called Hannity right now and said, put me on right now, no can do. What do you mean no can do? No, put me on now. That's okay. I'll call Laura Ingraham. Stuart Varney, maybe on the business. Maybe Kudlow might. How about on Fox Nation? Maybe Gut Bucket might let you on. That's what it's about. And now you wonder why I question the sagacity and the earnestness of these people. Well, my friends, speaking of sagacity and earnest, let me just say this again to you one more time. Say it, because I can't say it any other way and this way. Tomorrow is going to be the end of the day. If you have not ordered your Prepare with Lionel food, emergency food stuffs and the like, and lock in the specials, I don't know what to tell you. This is a matter, life and death may scare you. This is a matter of you eating, having enough food the next time these rat bastards decide something's going to go wrong. Oh, I don't know what. Who knows? Remember what I'm telling you. I can't bet on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if all of those folks say, well, okay, Trump gets in, but we're going to make it really tough for him. So right up until right at the time being, the right time, we might just go back and revisit that dock workers strike and strike. What do you say? Let's see what Mr. Art of the Deal does then. Let's shut this thing down. Like he said, remember that? Dog like that. Remember that Daggett, whatever his name was? Remember that? And then everything starts, all of a sudden, the ships aren't, the food isn't unloaded, and cars and gasoline, and it's just this domino effect. And then stores are closed, and police are called out, and then people start getting crazy. We're a country so stupid that we actually run out of toilet paper during COVID, which had nothing to do with, lower GI or whatever. Nothing. Diarrhea was not any kind of problem as far as I'm concerned, but it doesn't matter. We just go crazy. We're the country that used to go nuts on Black Friday, remember that, like a Best Buy, and kill each other over a plasma TV when we had money. Imagine not having money. Imagine a grid breakdown. No ATMs, no cash, no food, no gas, no nothing. What are you going to do? Do I have to spell this out? Sometimes I think I do. Preparewithlionel.com. You've been warned. You're smart. You know what to do. And this is your ticket out of this thing. It's up to you. Preparewithlionel.com. Okay? So that's what I'm going to be thinking tonight, my friends. I'm in a real bad mood now. I'm in a real bad mood because I'm going to sit there and say, I know what needs to be done. I know what needs to be done. Mr. President, say the word. I will unleash a torrent of, oh my God. I want there to be, I want Trump immediately to go online, live on X or Twitter, live and say, I just got off the phone with the Secretary of State of Miss Gorska. And let me tell you what she told me. She told me, bup, 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 bup. And here's her name, and here's her number, and here's her email, and I want you to call and find out. Because she said in this thing, well, voters just have to kind of, make do. What are you going to do? Stuff happens, right? You heard this. You heard this. It's incredible. So watch. I hope it blows over. I hope the glitch is corrected. I hope everything is great. I hope it was just a little, whew, that was a close one, as a great Earl Thomas Connolly would say. I hope so. But let me tell you something. I'm not feeling good about this because they're warning you and they're telling you what they're going to do. That's all. Remember that. Okay? Remember how these people are. Remember when, speaking of all this voting, this jazz, remember what they did to our old friend, Mike Lindell? Oh my God. You would have thought this guy was public enemy number one. MyPillow.com. I'm going to say it, MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. These people are so good. They are brutal. They don't miss a beat. What do? Nothing. We have good memes. We'll make jokes about garbage trucks. That's always good. And, memes. And we're very good at the memes. AI. We're very good with AI. Oh, look, here's Trump with the cats. Meanwhile, these people are laughing their ass off. We're basically signaling what we're doing. And these people are talking about garbage trucks. We're not going to fall for that. You got it? We're not going to fall for that one at all. Period. End of discussion. Our good friend Kevin says, too big to rig this year, people. We are all on this like a fat kid on cake. Absolutely. Thank you. So listen, Kevin, thank you. Evan, Jonathan, Nelson A., Stephen Lynch, Marketing with Tom, YouTube, Fishman, Johnny Maz, Karen Peterson, and DB. I like that. DB, thank you so much for that. Let's see what happens. Now, remember something. If you have not signed up for X or I don't know why, it's the best means of having immediate news there is. If it breaks, it's like that. You can also tell the latest versus whatever. And depending upon how the type of news that you're after, it will send you and push the right stuff towards you. You can watch Jesse Waters all day. You can watch and talk about, you can do it. That's okay. Hear the same stuff over and over again. The same stuff about the garbage and the thing. I know. And they'll talk about the same stuff. It's like the safe stuff. But this one, they're not going to say a word about this. A word. Doesn't that tell you everything? Watch what happens. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I'll tell you something. There's an old story. There's an old chestnut, a bromide, an apothegm, an aphorism. I don't know if it's true. Might be a bit apocryphal, but it supposedly was uttered by Stalin, who said something to the effect of, "You worry about the policy, let me count the votes." I've always told you, the way the mob would do it is they'd go for the votes. And I always thought for sure it's the ballot. The ballot is the easiest. That's the easiest to get. But we will see. My friends, we will meet again tomorrow. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Pay attention to this. Go on X. I'm at Lionel Media on X. Lionel Media. This is Lionel Nation here, but Lionel Media on there. You got that? And that's what I'm going to be watching. I watch it all day long. It is the best show there is. I'll be damned if I could sit through one more Greg Gutbucket or Typhoid or whatever these people are. I have no time for that. How you watch that? I mean, it's like no shite obviousness. It's nice, but it's like training wheel stuff. It's for kids. There's no depth to it. You will never hear anything about Project Blu-ray or whatever the hell it is. Never. There's no such thing as UFOs. There's no such thing as geoengineering. There's no interest in anything. When the guy who was off in the, they never said anything. They don't say nothing. They're into this real simple stuff. Remember when Hannity talked about, Hillary Clinton bleach bit? He said bleach bit. Bleach bit. Every time, everybody, that was okay because that was Hillary. Hillary is okay. We can attack her. You can attack her. All right. John Podesta with Arnie. What are they going to say about Podesta? Nothing. You know why. Think about this. This is a group of people who basically are telling you, if there's something that you really have to know, we won't tell you. Because we're really the other people. Two sides of the same coin. This left-right paradigm is an illusion. The really interesting stuff we'll never tell you. Never. That's all. That's why we're here. That's why your brothers and sisters are here. All right, my friends, have a great and a glorious night. See you mañana, bright and early. Keep an eye on that X. Pay attention. All eyes on Wisconsin. Or Michigan, excuse me. And Wisconsin. Until tomorrow, remember these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dead.